When players come to the Cape for the first time, they're faced with a number of adjustments, but perhaps none are as big as the bat that they swing. With less pop in their bat than in college, YD Red Sox players spend a lot of time in these batting cages, learning how to knock on wood. In college, players are allowed to use metal and composite bats, but on the Cape, wood is the name of the game, just like in the big leagues. For infielder Dean Carpentier, the difference is noticeable.
The feel of a wood bat in your hands, being that it's kind of like wood feel, the barrel being a little heavier on a wood bat, and a metal bat kind of being a little like lighter in terms of the feel in between your fingertips, that when you release the barrel during your swing, it's kind of harder with a wood bat to get that consistent barrel feel.
The unfamiliar feel calls for an adjustment period that associate head coach Jeff Pickler says is not all physical.
Sometimes you have to get over the mental block of like, hey, I don't have as much of a loaded weapon in my hand as I did when I was sitting at school. The aluminum bat lets you get away with some deficiencies in your swing that the wood bat's probably not going to allow you to get away with. And so the feedback is kind of instantaneous for them, right? They're doing the wrong things and the ball's not going anywhere. It almost makes it easier to work on things because they're not getting the cheap hits or the exit velocity that they're used to from their aluminum bat.
Wood reduces the margin for error, which means that players have to be more perfect. Infielder Chris Akopian says one baseball hit in the wrong spot could splinter the bat and any advantage of comfort.
We don't have access to a lot of them, so when the ones that we do like break, it's like, wood bats cost a couple $100, so you're not just going to keep on buying them, and they are bound to break. So yeah, I'm kind of in that predicament right now where I'm swinging one that's not the first one that I came up with.
Not only do wooden bats make the Cape League special for coaches and players, but they also create the perfect experience for scouts who get to see the players they've watched all year in pro conditions.
There's a pretty significant separation sometimes when the wood gets picked up. And I think for me as a scout, seeing the wood bat, seeing it against the competition they're competing against is just a huge deal to give me an indication of where they might fit in professional baseball. We're seeing the wood bats against professional type competition. They're playing against other college guys, but they typically tend to be the cream of the crop in the college class.
Northwest area scout for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Dan Ramsey, is most interested in the type of contact players make in the Cape. However, good technique is what keeps coaches chipper.
For me, it's all about wrists and hands. I think the guys that are really good with the wood bat, they do a really nice job with their hand angles. They really know how to hit from their elbow to their wrist. They know how to flick and leverage on the baseball. The guys that are kind of big movers, big muscle movers, and don't really understand the last lever of the swing, sometimes they'll get underneath or they'll block the ball and they don't get the same flick that they're used to.
On the other hand, the YD Red Sox players cannot control everything about the environment they play in.
It's unfortunate the league right now is playing with balls that feel pretty dead, and it's hard for these guys because they're fighting an uphill battle. The weather, kind of damp air, they're learning to hit with wood for the first time. The balls aren't exactly the most lively balls. So it's a tough environment to hit. I feel for them a little bit because some of those guys have taken really good swings and haven't got what they deserve, but they're staying in the fight. Hopefully the last month will be even better.
Even with the odds stacked against them, coaches and scouts hope to see the players get the hang of it. With 8 games left in the season and YD batting .266 in the past week, it looks to be all coming together. Reporting for the YD Red Sox, I'm Anna Watson.